Urban X
and
podcast on LeBron breaking the
Jay-Z
scoring
and
record.
all of these dudes he got his A1 from day one with him, and he really focuses on his family. He broke the record. So another big up to him.
Yeah.
Now we can get into the mathematics.
Yes. So the record was 38-3-8-8, right? And he had to break.
Yeah.
Like that was to break it, right?
Yeah.
That was to break it.
Yeah.
And then LeBron is 38 years old. It was like 38 weeks after. It was
Here's the thing.
a lot of
38 was the theme, right?
Yes, a lot of 38.
He needed 38 something points
Yes.
to get it done. He's 38 years old.
Right.
The record stood for 38 years.
Right.
Exactly 38 years, 308 days.
Right.
So 308, that's another 38.
38, yes.
LeBron James wasn't born, and this is what somebody else added. I didn't even add that. 38 weeks later.
Yes.
It was on the 38th day of the year. February 7th was the 38th day
Oh, I didn't know that.
of the year. Yeah. So all of these numbers began to line up. And it was weird because I was up at about 1 in the morning, 1:30, and somebody, on Twitter say, "Yo, Doc, break this number down." And I hadn't thought about it prior to that, and then I looked at it, and it just spit out. I was like, "Wow, LeBron is 38. It was 38 years old. You know what I'm saying? Since the record, there was another 38 in there.
The actual 38,000.
He scored 38.
Yeah, he scored. Yes, he did.
He scored 38.
He scored 38.
He needed 36, and then he scored one basket, and then he took his shoes off because he was hurt.
Yeah.
So all of that seals to you to let you know that something.
Yeah, and so one of my boys, like he was the one, because this is like before you gave it to me, like before you sent it to me. He was just like, "No, Mark, like, yo, your pop's got to talk about this, right?" And it's funny to me when my friends get the tinfoil capsule, and they're not usually like that. So it's funny when that happens because sometimes it's so in your face that you cannot ignore that.
Right.
Like,
right.
I don't care what you feel about conspiracies. I don't feel what you think about geometry, ritual, stuff like that. Some of that stuff is just kind of like ESPN couldn't make that up.
Like, what are the odds
Right.
that all of those 38s line up the way they lined up? Now, I keep telling you, when you're dealing with magic, these are mathematical equations that have to activate some other energy, and 38 is a number of murder. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So let's keep that in mind. Like, something could be going down, something may have been going down. Look at Jay-Z's shirt. His shirt said, "This is black magic." You know what I mean? Out of all the things Jay-Z wears on this day, he's sitting in the front talking about this is black magic.
It's odd, man.
You know, it's just kind of odd stuff. And if we live in a matrix, the matrix has to be run by mathematics.
Right.
You know, here's the thing. We didn't discover mathematics. I mean, we didn't invent mathematics. We discovered it, meaning it was already here. And we was like, oh, wow, that's lining up. So that means there was a greater force or entity that laid this down on the mathematical grid of some sort. And if you understand how ritual work, then it's like putting pieces to the puzzle together. Find out who this person is, and on this date, line them up so that all the energy aligns. And with all of those 38s in a row, what does that lead to? What energy does that bring in? What access are they given to usher in an energy that could lead, maybe that leads into the Super Bowl. Maybe the Grammys, along with LeBron breaking the record into the Super Bowl, is the culmination of things that are happening during Black History Month.
Somebody also brought up the earthquake that killed.
The earthquake, yeah. The earthquake was very suspicious after America kept warning Turkey not to help Sweden be a part of NATO. A lot of weird stuff, and even warned American people in that region to get out of there because of a imminent terrorist attack. And then, the earthquake happens. And remember, they have the technology to do that. So, you big LeBron up for it, but you were participating in a ritual.
Yeah.
If you were watching, you were participating. That's just the name of the game. The energy of, and you know, Rihanna almost scared the hell out of me today when she said she practiced 39 different variations. Had she said 38 different variations of the Super Bowl show, that would have been the final confirmation, which I already have confirmation. But you know how you link it all.
Yeah.
So, you know, we live in a realm where people are doing things right in our faces now. And, you know, but somebody made a very good point years ago. They said their own symbology and numbers is going to be how you bring them down. Because once you crack these codes, everything is revealed.
Yeah.
What they've been using for years, signs, symbology, numbers. Now we got a few keys. So it's interesting to see. And right after that, Kevin Durant,
Oh yeah.
you know, going to Phoenix, and the list goes on and on. Very interesting NBA times.